And so when she just gives you that little teaser, it's like, why do you play with me like this?
Hello everyone and welcome back to Mila Bookshelf. I'm Mila and this is another book vlog. How is everyone? How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're just going to read. We're going to start reading the third book in the Innkeeper Chronicles by Ilona Andrews, One Fell Swoop. That's book 3. The first book we rated 4 stars. Second book we rated 3 stars. Just hoping we'll plunk on the 4-star zone again with this book. For those of you who have not seen the previous videos, you might find a link to those around here. I'll do a little recap. This book series is about an innkeeper. She owns a magical inn. The inn has a symbiotic relationship with her. It grants her power. They have very advanced technology. They're able to open dimensions within the inn. Honestly, it's a very entertaining series. We have the innkeeper. Her name is Dina. By now we know that one of the other main characters is Sean Evans. They are slowly becoming an item. We'll see where that goes on this book because they've literally just decided to start dating. At the end of the other book, she received a message. It was her sister giving her some coordinates, intergalactic coordinates, but coordinates nonetheless. Obviously, Dina, knowing her sister the way that she does, knows that she wouldn't send her such a cryptic message if it wasn't an emergency. So the first thing that goes into Dina's mind is, red alert, my sister needs me, let's go. But she doesn't have a ship. She is going into closed off planet that if you don't have access to, you can't really enter. And so she's gonna have to ask favors. It's basically going in, coming out. The thing that I love about this book specifically is that if you have any maternal instincts, any at all, even if you don't know that you have them, this book will awaken them. That's what I remember. I know that it's going to be a great read, and I'm just letting you know by now, this is a book I remember enjoying a lot, and we're going to reread it, and it's going to be fantastic, and I just know. You just know these things, you know? This book just gave me goosebumps. The good and the bad kind of goosebumps. What I've forgotten is that she also gave Dina a necklace. And if you have a sibling or if you have a very close friend, you know their jewelry. And if they have like a special piece of jewelry, you know it's them. Dina's sister, Maud, sent with a message a necklace, and it was a dolphin, silver dolphin pendant necklace. That just, to me, says so much about the characters. And you can't help but admire the author, because I put myself in that position. They have to call for help, something only your sister would know. And I'm tearing up a little bit, and I know. But to me, it's just a very powerful scene. And I'm also getting my period soon. That might be it. Oh, what's happening? This is gonna be an emotional book. Dang it! At the end of every book, all the characters disperse across the galaxy. And you always wonder, how is the author going to gather everyone back again? Or is the character just simply not coming back for the next book? So Sean stayed behind on the previous book. So we can count on Sean for this book. But Arlan, the vampire, again said, oh, bye-bye. Dina needs help. Her sister is in a planet closed off in vampire territory. And she's suddenly calling Arlan for help and for a ship. And of course, we are doing this. We're traveling in a vampire ship. Like, never doubted it. This is what was gonna happen. Quick wardrobe change. It's a brand new day. I find it so funny that Sean, the werewolf, was one of the biggest warriors in the previous book, but no one knew. He was wearing like a suit armor and you couldn't tell that it was him. Now on this book, on this next book, he's doing things that he shouldn't know. And everyone's just looking at him like, what? And I just find that very funny. It's sort of like the author lets the reader in on the secret and then just watching everyone else sort of double take on what's happening. I think that's very funny. I love it. I like to be in on the secrets. Seriously, this book puts my maternal instincts into overdrive. I don't know what it is, but I feel myself choking while reading. They went into the planet. They rescued her sister and her niece. And the first thing the niece asks, they're like behind closed doors, is hugs. Dean is like, how do you even remember me? You're this big last time I saw you. The kid's answer is, Mommy showed me pictures of you in case she died. She said you would take care of me if she were gone. I can't. And I remember this book destroyed me the last time I read it too. It's just so sad. Oh, this stupid book. We have Sean and Dina having like a very awkward conversation. They're sort of flirting, but they're not getting it right. So it's just very awkward to read. Anyways, it's cute. It's adorable. When they were awkwardly talking, they're going back to Earth right now. Dina is trying to ask him, is he going to leave again or is he staying? He answers in such an adorable way. I learned that sometimes what you go looking for isn't as important as what you left behind. That is nice. Going back to what was normal for us sometimes is actually the answer, but just now we get to appreciate it a bit more. And that's adorable. I love it. We're on chapter 3. We went to the planet, we came back, we have the sister and the niece. We're back in the inn, we're safe. That was the blurb. That was our story. I'm just realizing, story's over, but we still have an entire book to read. That blurb was misleading. What was the point of that blurb? I guess we'll see what the book is really about in a bit. Okay, so I feel like a lot is happening in chapter 4. This book is very fast-paced compared to the other ones, and it's not slowing down. We're in chapter 5, but chapter 4 was a lot. They came back to Earth and they received a new guest. It's sort of like a clunky mechanical being. Imagine Optimus Prime, but compact size for sure, which wasn't as cool as Optimus Prime. They're called Hirus. Hirus are on the brink of being exterminated, trying to find a way to repopulate, basically. They're not looking to do that on Dina's Inn, but they're looking to gather like a body of different beings that make up together a universe encyclopedia, what it's called an archivaris, I think. Basically, it's a multi-being thing. A lot of beings make up the archivaris, and you can ask them a question and they will most likely have the answer, but they don't convene readily. You have to prepare for them, and you have to fetch the pieces, the people that make up the archivaris. You have to fetch them from all around the galaxy. If we remember, Dina's Inn has a lot of doors into the universe, so they might just be able to do that. The thing is that the hero need a place to gather the archivaris and ask the question, and they've gathered enough money to ask 2 questions, and they're offering the second important question to Dina, and Dina's parents are missing. And so she is now debating whether or not she should take the job. And the first thing that she asks is, who sent you here? Who pointed you towards my inn? And the hero is like, arbitrator? And she's like, a blonde, blue eyes arbitrator? And he's like, yeah. So it's George, and this is his way of asking, hey, help them out. I helped you with your sister. So this is how he is asking for repayment. And that was one chapter. All of that was one chapter where they just explain everything, and it was good. Like, I'm hooked. Like, it's so good. I honestly think this is by far the best book in the series yet. I'm crying, I'm laughing, I'm agreeing with the characters, I'm getting mad with them, I'm just along for the ride. So far, this is my favorite book yet. We're still in chapter 5. But it is so different from the other books. The other books felt a little slow paced. They're taking the time to introduce the world, the fiction, the fantasy, explain it to you how it works, and that is very necessary, of course. But by this third book, you already know how everything works. You know the characters, you know their names, you know their personalities, you know who they like, you know who they detest. It's just fun. If you're not having an action-packed scene, you're having an emotional moment. If you're not having an emotional moment, you're laughing at what is being said, and it's all over the place in a good way. It's just tugging at every emotion that you have. And we're still on chapter 5. I'm sorry. Can we end the video here? It's a recommend. I recommend this book. Please go and buy. That's how I feel. This is so adorable. I can't get over it. We're still in chapter 5. I mean, were you expecting me to be at chapter 6? No, still here. This scene is so adorable. They get back from doing something. I'm not gonna say. And they're looking for Maud's daughter, Dina's niece. And Dina's like, she's in the kitchen, and opens a window so Maud can see. Maud married a vampire. Did I fail to mention that? She married a vampire before they got, it's not excommunicated, expatriated, when you exiled. She and her husband got exiled. The husband committed treason. And so when she got back to the inn, she's having like trouble tapping into her innkeeper magic. She's not able to control the inn like her sister can. So her magic in the inn is sluggish. That's how they describe it. The inn will listen to her, but at a very slow pace. So Dina opens a window so Maud can see her daughter. Oro, the chef, put her to work, and she's stirring a pot, and the tendrils of the inn are like hovering beside the knees in case she falls in. She doesn't get burned, the inn will catch her.
It's so adorable.
Dina like takes out her phone and snaps a picture like to remember it, and Maud just grabs the phone and keeps snapping pictures like cute, adorable.
Oh, I love it.
Oro tells her something, to sprinkle something on the soup, and the niece just goes, yes, chef. It's like so adorable. This book, honestly, I love this book so much. I can't even. I want an Oro in my life. Oro is the chef. I want one. Am I asking for too much? We're still in chapter 5. This is stupid. Anyways, there's another innkeeper that comes, says hi. Oro has a tray of food ready with iced tea. It's iced tea and some crab cakes. They describe his food as reaching nirvana without enlightenment. I want that. I want to see nirvana. Let's make a promise, you and I won't react to anything else on chapter 5. I'm just gonna move on to chapter 6. I'll see you in chapter 6. Does that sound good? Yeah? Okay. Let's try it. You know what I love? I love when an author brings in an enemy. The enemy is good, but they underestimated the main character. You remember how the Hiru were an endangered species is because another species, the Draziri, have hunted them down to extinction. And now we have a Draziri at Dina's inn. He's threatening her. Let me inside. It'll be over in a moment. You have a small child running around the backyard, do you not? And as you're reading this, you're like, this is the worst moment that the Draziri could have chosen to invade the inn. They're having a barbecue in the backyard. They have the dog, Beast, which is in on itself a menace. They have a vampire. They have a werewolf. They have a mass murderer. They have Dina's sister, which apparently is a badass. And they also have Dina. The little kid, she is not harmless either. And the Draziri came threatening Dina, and she's not having it. She's like, get out. And it's like, yeah, you tell him, because they're threatening Helen, the little kid. What are you doing? No, you're not touching her. Gosh, that was not still chapter 5. What? We're already at chapter 6. 9 seconds into chapter 6. It's fine. Yep. Lesson to learn here, if you're picking up this book by chapter 5, you're gonna be hooked. Need I say more?
If you're in chapter 14 with me, you're hyperventilating right now. I want to go into the book, and I don't know if I want to hold the main character down and tell her stop, down girl, or push her and tell her go, go, go. What is happening? Oh my goodness. This chapter, what? I can't even. This is not a safe book to grab and read. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so Dina's out of commission. I won't say how or why, but let's count her out. And so we don't have an innkeeper anymore. We do, but we don't. And the only thing keeping the inn alive right now is Dina's sister, because she too is the daughter of an innkeeper, and she was able to bond with the inn. If something happens to her or to the niece, Helen, the innkeeper, the inn is going to shut down. It's gonna go into hibernation without its innkeeper. And there is something that Dina brought back into the inn that attacked her. It's evil and it's inside. It's bad for inns, and it was sealed in the basement. She sealed it, and it's slowly creeping out. And also they haven't retrieved all the parts, all the people that make up the Archivarius. Dina's out of commission and the story's still going. I feel like this book just slapped me in the face. And when I catch my breath again, it just slapped me the other way. I'm stunned and confused, and I don't know what's happening. This is such a dark chapter. I feel like I dressed for it. You remember when I said that there was no character growth in the other books? There's character growth in this book. Do you remember when I said this is very low on romance? It's, like safe book. You can just read through it. It won't get all cheesy on you. By the end of the book, there's a spicy, saucy scene. And it's not PG. it's a little intense. Be aware of that. I feel like the author's style evolved a lot for this book. I feel like maybe she was holding back on the previous books, and then on this one she was just merciless in a good way. It's like when you write a story, your first stories, you take such good care of your characters. Nothing will touch them, nothing will hurt them, you will protect them, and you will give them the tools to come out victorious in the end. And I feel like that was her style with the first couple of books. And then I feel like she grew as an author from those books. And on this book, you can really tell that she just went for it. It turned out so good. It turned out so great how she wrote everything. I feel like maybe in the previous books, the way she unravels the story was a little bit more elevated. It was better. But this is hands down my favorite book of the series so far. I don't even have, there's no question about it, you know? This book, I haven't finished. I still have some more to read. But I'm already by the end of the book, and I feel like this is everything a book should be. The end of this book. How dare you? How dare you do this to me? It's good. It's like, I feel like a little bit like a masochist. Like, it was painful, but I loved it. Oh my goodness, get out of here. Let me see, what else do I have to say? I feel like I've reacted to it so much. This book. This is my favorite book for sure out of the entire series so far. It didn't have as many quotes as the other books, but story-wise, damn. It was really good. Let's see, if I had to give it a rating, it's a 5-star for me. This book, it's just so close to my heart. I love it. This book was funny, it was witty, it was fast-paced, it was heart-wrenching, cute, sad, hopeful. How did the author do this? How do you put all of that into a book? There are hardly any slow moments in the book, but when you encounter one, you're catching your breath and you're welcoming the slow pace because you need the break. Your heart and your mind needs a little pause because this book is just on top of it, on it, just going. That's a good book. By far my favorite book, 5-star, no questions asked. I don't care if there's anyone out there that says different. I stand by this. The author unveils so many new creatures in this book, and they're not accessory characters. Every one of these new creatures, species, they are moving the story forward. They're doing what they're supposed to do. There's no fluff in this book. There's no fillers. It's a good story with everything that you would ask for and then some. By the end of the book, you're halfway in sadness and desperation, and when you think it's over, you're just sinking further in. The author, I love how she broke that at the end, because sometimes, honestly, she sort of used rage to pull the character through. And in my experience, that tends to be something that pushes me through hard times as well. It's just pausing and looking at everything and saying, you know what? No, enough is enough. The main character received so much help in this book. It was so wonderful to see. In the previous books, she was always on top of it, on top of everything. She's got it handled. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back and watch me. In this book, it's like everyone had to do something and what they were good at. She brings in back characters to help, and it's just wonderful to see. I have nothing else to say. The ending was, she wrapped it up very fast, but it was enough to give you closure. They never found her parents. Their true parents are still missing, but they got to ask the question to the archivaries, so now they have a lead. So that's for the next book. I know that the next book is a side story. It's called Sweep of the Blade. I have it somewhere here. I point up because there's shelves on top of me, but they don't make it into the shot. So I did read that one recently, so I'm not gonna make a reaction video out of that, sorry, because I do remember the story pretty well. It's about Maud, her sister. She ends up going with Arland to the vampire's planet. It's very interesting. It's a very good book as well. In that book, the author's new writing style, like her more evolved style, shines through as well. But this is the first book where you really see the author, like the caliber of the author, and it's chef's kiss. So yeah, the ending was a little brutal for the reader because they sort of don't give you a whole lot. They don't build a great deal of expectation for the next book, but they tease you about it. It's like, come on, give me more. I need more. And so when she just gives you that little teaser, it's like, why do you play with me like this? Anyways, that was me reacting to this book, One Fell Swoop. If you haven't read the series, started the series, I strongly recommend. You're gonna love it. And that's gonna be all for today. Like always, I had a really great time reading and reacting to the book for you guys. I hope you're liking the content. If you have any suggestions, of course, just let me know. Send it on my DMs on Instagram. Leave a comment, you know, something that you would like to see. Yeah, I hope you're liking the channel so far, and thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Thanks. So if you like the content of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed and you would like to be part of the family, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.